Welcome to tonight's Friday night live session. Today's video is going to be all about expanding into your feminine empire. Okay? Expanding into your feminine empire. This is where quantum leaps happen. This is where quantum leaps happen. So I was pulled, drawn, inspired to talk about this subject for a few reasons that I'm going to get into. But if you're new to my channel, my name is Esaia, the Creatrix here at Earth's Feminine within the Earth's Feminine community. And this is the channel that I created almost 2 years ago, centered around primal feminine energy, what I've coined as primal feminine energy, which is basically deconditioning all of the conditioning and programming that has been done to women and men around what we think and believe it means to be a woman, and the many ways that feminine energy has been distorted, um, and how it's affecting and how it has affected our life within our health, within our love lives, within our prosperity, within our spirituality, everything. Okay. I believe that everything honestly has been impacted by our disconnection from the great mother, the feminine, the primal force, the primal creative force of the universe. When we talk about the universe, who are we talking about? We're talking about the feminine. When we talk about God, a lot of times we are thinking about masculinity and this masculine energy, but for a lot of spiritual people, and spiritual women who are drawn to me and drawn to my channel, you believe in the universe, you believe in magic, you believe in the divine, and this is all femininity. This is all the feminine wanting to be expressed. So for those of us who feel more drawn to this femininity via our spirituality and identifying with the universe, the divine, the cosmos and everything like that, this is um this is the medicine that we need, and this is essentially why I created this channel, to give the people who already feel that whisper, who hear that whisper of the divine feminine, to no longer let it be a whisper, but let it be a song. Let it be um, the music that you live by, the harmony that creates your life. The earth is all about harmony. The earth is all about peace. The earth is all about the path of least resistance. So, we're going to be getting into today something that I realized that I had been doing at a certain period in my life, and I'm shifting. Okay, I'm shifting in so many ways. I'm going to be turning 30 um in about a month or so, which is exciting. I'm going to be in my Empress energy. Okay, the big 30. Okay, the number 3 is the Empress energy. And in me channeling a lot of energy for myself for the rest of this year, the Empress has come up so heavily. The Empress has come up so heavily. And today I was getting some Reiki energy done from some of my favorite YouTube Reiki people on YouTube. And while I was getting the Reiki done, I had like this epiphany that I had been playing small, I had been shrinking, I had been cowering from some of the things that I really have been wanting to do, but I've been telling myself, or just feeling like, oh, I'm not ready to do it, or I can't do it, or oh, it's not like meant for me to, whatever, whatever I've been telling myself. And I realized when I last made my quantum leap, okay, because I've been talking about quantum leaps, safe to receive is my upcoming program that's full of bonuses on manifestation and money activations and receiving money from men and receiving money from the universe. Okay, that program, we're gonna be getting started with that on October 21st, okay? And that program is all about activating women into the windfalls, 10K windfalls, right? $10,000 month windfalls. 10,000 10 basically $10,000 windfalls, right? That's the goal of my course, is to have women activate this kind of surge and rush of money into their life so they can recalibrate their system entirely into realizing this can be easy. Money can be easy. I'm safe to actually receive the things that I want. Also, if you're interested in joining that, the links to that is down in the description box for Safe to Receive. Early bird prices are going to be going up after October 21st. So you have about 3 weeks or so to get 200 or so dollars off of what the full price is. So I remembered when I was stepping into my 10K windfall in all of the different areas that I've coined as the feminine abundance or the feminine receiving areas, okay, which is magical money, masculine money, and feminine business, right? These are all these free, open, and really like they just make you feel good, right? These areas of receiving money just make you feel your most feminine self. When I was receiving my 10K windfalls, I remember that time. I remember the doubt, right? When it comes to feminine business, right, and entrepreneurship, I remember when I got fired from my job and I was back to kind of like square one or square two. I don't know, whatever square I was at, I was back to that square. And I was thinking to myself, like, I had the option to take pity on myself. I had the option to be upset with the woman that fired me. I had the option to dwell in what could have been or what shouldn't have happened or what should have happened. I had the option to do that, but in that moment I knew that I want my next level. I want my next level like now, like not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, not next year, but it's mine right now. And I remember the fire I felt inside of my belly, inside of my like inside of me, and it made me move. It made me move immediately into creating my next level offer, creating like I mean next level offer. Like this was like an offer that I'm still very proud of to this day, which is my lunar feminine freedom offer. And I just hit the ground running with that offer. I was ready. I was passionate. I knew that this is what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to help women with. This is like it was me, right? And in that month, I ended up manifesting my 10K windfall. Okay? And not only did I manifest a windfall in um my business, but I also got to a place where I manifested a windfall in my relationships, okay? And with the man I was dating at the time. Actually, it was, if I'm going to be transparent, because the guy that I was dating at that time actually came on live this past um what? Last Friday. I don't know if it was last Friday. Y'all let me know. And I guess it's been a week since then. Also, that live was super fun and, I enjoyed a lot of it, and I enjoyed everyone who showed up. Thank you to everyone who showed up. If you're in the live video right now, or if you are watching in the future, thank you again for making that live video so fun and engaging and all of that. But Shane, okay, who I was dating then, I ended up manifesting a windfall in that relationship, okay? I had my own debit card. He got me my own basically my own account where he was putting money in, and I had extra money to just kind of do whatever I wanted with. And it was thousands, right? Thousands that I had to play with. That like I went from a state of being in hopelessness, despair, What am I gonna do? I was in that energy, I wanna say, for maybe like a day or 2. Okay, I don't know, maybe it was a few days. But then I was like, "No, I deserve the things that I want in life, and not at the minimum level." I wasn't like, "Oh, okay, well, let me go see if I can just kinda get another job or something that is, like, s giving me something, but it's not everything that I want." Like, I didn't falter into that. I wasn't, like, faltering into, um, whatever it is that the guy that I was dating at the time, which is Shane. Shane, if you're watching this, I love you. I wasn't gonna falter into what he wanted in like what he wanted to do in the relationship and just kind of succumb to his desires and abandon myself. I was going to stand on what I wanted for my life, and that expanded me into another level of realizing not only what I'm able to receive financially, but what I'm able to manifest in general. And since then, okay, I've been on a roll. Since then, I've been on a roll in the things that I have been able to manifest. I mean, I was manifesting things before then, but after you challenge yourself in a way to where like, you challenge the lies that you've been telling yourself. It's one thing to do the thing that you kinda already felt like you could do. It's one thing to do the thing where you kinda already felt like, "Okay, yeah, I can." That's everybody else does it, right? You have other people in your reality validating it. It's really easy for you to feel like, "Yeah, I can have that." Even though you wanna feel like that about everything that you want, the biggest quantum leaps actually come from the things that you really do have resistance to. Because the resistance that you feel towards the thing that you truly desire is the soil. It's like the soil, and the level of resistance that you have to the thing that you really want is what's fertilizing that soil, is what's giving that soil all of the nutrients, is what's going to dictate how big that plant grows and how fast it grows as well. So, the thing that you may be lying to yourself about, okay? The thing that you may be sneaking away from, right? Your truest desires. Um that is the basis in which you are being prepared to step into another level in your life. This is the basis of where your feminine empire and wealth building and everything like that is going to take off from. So that's what today's video is going to be about. Today's video is going to be about feminine empire. Oh, okay. Expanding into your feminine empire, expanding into your empress energy. The woman who asks for more than what she even thinks that she can actually receive. The woman who challenges her limitations, her limiting thoughts, and says, "You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because I know that it's mine already." That's the level of expansion that you need to step into in order for you to really line up with your highest level desire, with your highest self, with the next level that you want for yourself right now. So, I've had some women in the chat, okay? Um not necessarily in the live chat, but in the comments, also in the chat and some of my previous live videos, right? Where I've like picked up on these limitations, these limiting beliefs. I mean, I've picked up on it before, even last year when um I had a lot of videos getting a lot of views, and a lot of women were in the comments asking questions and sharing with me their stories about what it is they want and how it is they can get there and everything like that. And I feel like I just have a knack for being able to see into people's false beliefs, illusions, or shadow scripts that they say to themselves. And some of the things that women have said, okay, it's been in relationship to health. Okay, if I bring up the subject of health, I've had recently I was going through all of my old comments. Like I just kind of went through my comments on my channel and I'm like, "Oh my goodness. Make sure you drink some water." Um I'm like, "Oh my goodness, I have a lot of comments that I have just never responded to. Never responded to." So I'm going through all of these old comments from like the past year or in even longer than that. Um and I'm replying to some of the comments, and one of the comments was on my hair video that I did. And one of the women in commented how, "Oh my gosh, I love your hair so much." I mean, a lot of women come on here and say that, but comment stood out because she was like, "Oh my goodness, I love your hair so much. It's so beautiful, it's so long." She was like, "I wish I could grow my hair like yours." Okay. So responded and I was like, "Well, you can, right? You can grow your hair like sorry, I gotta put my phone on do not disturb. You can grow your hair like mine." And then she replies and says, "Well, I'm bald." Basically saying that her hair can't grow anymore because she's bald and there's stuff going on with her scalp and there's this and there's that. So it can't happen for her. And that is a perfect example. That is a perfect example. And it's when it comes to health, it's even more so a struggle to get beyond the lies that we tell ourselves or the beliefs that we tell ourselves because we have the health system and we have society validating those lies. We have society backing the belief that if you're bald or if something's going on with your hair follicles, they die or whatever like that, you can no longer grow hair, right? This is just simply not true. Okay, it's not true because the beliefs that we have shape our reality, not the other way around. Reality doesn't shape what we can have, okay? And I've talked about this in another video before on my channel. I believe it's called the value that women bring, the true value that women bring into relationships. So you can go check that video out. I definitely dive into the understanding of how femininity is is the unseen realm, is the emotional realm, is the spiritual realm. And our beliefs is almost like the structure that we give to that unseen realm. Our beliefs that we have is basically what tethers us in real time to the unseen realm, and it basically allows us to wield our power and bring us into certain directions that we want to go in life. So the belief that, oh, I can never grow my hair again because I'm bald, or my hair things have been done to my scalp or whatever like that, I have alopecia or whatever the case, those are beliefs, okay? And from those beliefs, the reality continues to sustain itself because you're allowing what's happening in your reality to confirm and validate what's true in your world. This is a huge one when it comes to health, and health along with love, love and relationships, money, and our happiness and fulfillment in life, which I have coined, or I don't know if I've coined this, but I feel like I have coined this, okay, as the four feminine areas of our life, right? This is basically what we come to on earth to experience. This is the foundation of our happiness, of our experience here on earth. Um, Health is one of those things where we just kind of go with the flow. We go with it. We think that that's just what it is. And this pops up not just with the way women feel about their hair or their ability to grow their hair, but it also plays out in whatever health conditions that you have going on, whatever health issues you have going on. There was a woman who came into the chat, I think her name is Heather, right? She shared with us about her cancer journey and that she's going through cancer right now and da 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 da. And that's also a scenario where your mind and your beliefs are playing a significant role in whether or not you are tuning into the expanded version of yourself that experience, that seemingly negative experience, is fertilizing in that soil for you, in that creative soil for you to grow into who you're meant to be. So in my experience, when I was going through my health issue, okay, with my spine, and I've been through various different health issues as a child and growing up that I have completely, if not totally healed from, I've made a significant like improvements in my health when it comes to my spine, my spinal condition. I had really bad skin condition when I was a teenager and growing up. um, I had a lot of chronic eczema and skin discoloration, hyperpigmentation, hypopigmentation, um, that was really, really bad. Okay, it was all over my body. And when it came to my skin and when it came to my spine, I had the option of thinking, well, I'm gonna have to deal with this for forever. This is just chronic, a chronic thing, and I have the option to look at other women's skin and be like, I wish I can have skin like yours, but I can't because I have eczema, or I can't because, I have a skin disorder that nobody knows like what's the deal or what it even is. Um, so yeah, it just sucks. I can't have good skin. I could have did that. I could have stayed there, but I didn't. Just like the 10K month moment that I had in my business and in my masculine relationships, I also had that moment in my health where I was like, yeah, we're not going to do this anymore. I want to have good skin. I want to have a healthy body when it came to my skin. So I started the journey of completely changing and expanding into my next level of health. And I did. I did. I completely changed the trajectory of how my skin was reacting and how my skin was just responding. Um, I started working out a lot more. I didn't know where to start or what to do, but I manifested where to start and what to do. And that's the thing. You're never going to know exactly what to do, but you just have to move. You have to move. This is a key and pivotal point that I teach about inside of Valued and Worthy, which is my manifestation course, which is also going to be included as a bonus inside of Safe to Receive if you decide to sign up um, before we get started on October 21st. Um, is that a lot of people, they when they step into manifestation or creation, um and embodying their highest self, whatever it is that they want to manifest, they forget this key and crucial thing is that you've got to move. Now, mind you, I didn't say take action, okay? Because taking action and the thought of taking action is and can create resistance because with taking action you think that you have to do a certain thing. You don't have to do any specific thing. You just have to move in whatever direction that you are going in. So if you know that this negative experience of having bad health, or you can't grow your hair, or you have like severe illness or something like that, um and you know that your next level is being healed from that or moving on from that. Actually, you probably can't even fathom what your next level is when you are in those states, because really the only thing you want to do in those states is just feel better about where you're at currently. That is what you have to begin to do in order to start expanding into that next level. You have to choose to feel better and move into the actions or move into the movements that will help you to feel better about those specific areas. So when I was dealing with my skin issues, I even had weight issues. I was overweight um and had fat in all the wrong areas. Um I just moved. I moved into the areas of my life that I felt like, "Oh, this is gonna help me to feel better about myself, about my life." Da 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 da. The same thing for my spine, okay? The same thing for my spine. When my chiropractor told me that he didn't know how long it was gonna take or at what point my spine was gonna be able to restore itself, like, it was basically just gonna be, like, an ongoing thing for a really long time. I was seeing that doctor for maybe, like, a year and a half, I wanna say, a year and a half, until this was also the time that I completely moved, right, out of my parents' house, out of my mom's house. I went on my own and I was like, I'm gonna do my own thing. Like, I have to do my own thing. If I don't do my own thing, like, it's almost like there is no other option. That's where you have to get at in order for you to truly expand into your feminine empire and the next level you that you want to embody. You have to get to that point of there is no other choice. This is the only option. The only option for me is to be about what I truly desire for myself. Is to actually trust the things that I keep saying I want. Is to actually go for it and jump into it. And recognize any lies I may be telling myself so that I can stay small and actually not step fully in to who I'm meant to be and who I'm supposed to be. So that's the same situation that happened when it came to my spine, okay? And um also me moving out. Those two things kind of happened at the same time where I was like, okay, I'm ready to I'm ready to go. I'm ready to move out, okay? In that, I was like, wherever I'm moving to, I'm also going to get the healthcare that I need, the spinal health program or whatever, like whatever I need for my spine, I'm going to make sure I'm getting it wherever I'm going. Okay? And I did. And I ended up manifesting a home that was less than 5 minutes away from a chiropractor that not only told me that I would be able to heal, but they told me I would be able to heal in 9 months. Heal my spine in 9 months. I restored the curvature of my spine in 3 months. Okay? I wasn't playing. I restored the curvature of my spine in 3 months. And then I went beyond that in the next year, and what is it, sweetie? I don't know what that means. My phone? No. Mm-mm. I'm using it. Um, so then I went beyond that, okay? And I expanded my spine to a point where I'm like more flexible than the average 30-year-old. Um, like beyond flexible. Like my spine is the most open, flexible. I feel like the most energized. I have the best posture that I have ever had in my entire life. I feel like I'm the healthiest I've also ever been in my entire life. There is so much that I expanded into just from me taking that fertile soil of negativity and saying, "Oh, I'm going to use this to go exactly where I wanna go, and it's nothing less. I'm not getting nothing less. I wasn't like, "Oh, I guess I can still live with my mom, like, wherever she goes, if she moves somewhere, I can keep living with her, and I guess I can, like" No, I wasn't doing none of that. Um, so where have you possibly been giving yourself these shadow scripts? Well, I've worked on this with another woman in the chat. Can't think of I believe it might have been Tashian. Okay, worked on this with Tashian in one of the live chats, and we unpacked a belief that she had about working and um what where the resistance was coming from in her work or in her business and her being successful and da 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 da. And we like unpacked so much. We got to the bottom of her belief, which was that she didn't feel good enough, right? Like the unpacking that we had to do. Okay. I believe it was only really a few questions until that ended up coming out. But unless you confront yourself, confrontation is beautiful. Confrontation is really, really good. It's something I've learned to embrace as a Scorpio woman. Shout out to all my Scorpio sisters. Okay. Um, Confrontation and confronting yourself is the most expansive. It's the only way you can expand. Because Scorpio is comes before Sagittarius. Sagittarius is all about expansion. So before you can get into Sagittarius and expand, you got to confront. You got to tell yourself the truth. You have to look at the way that you're thinking, the way that you are believing, and really be honest with yourself. Is this working for me? And how is this really making me feel? What do I really want? And are these thoughts allowing me to have that? Okay. So, receiving bigger requires radical self honesty. That's just what it's going to come down to. If you want to receive bigger things, you got to be radically honest with yourself. If you want to be in a better relationship, if you want to be with the man of your dreams or the man that's going to provide you with XYZ or the man that's going to do this and that, you have to be radically honest with yourself about where you are currently at and who you are currently dating and how they are currently showing up with you. You don't need to sulk and you don't need to like because some people, I don't know. Sometimes, and this is where I think honestly narcissism comes into play because for some people being honest and telling the truth literally will lead to a like a identity crisis, like a meltdown. Like have y'all ever met those people who if you they, like, avoid the truth so much, and then when they finally admit the truth to themselves, they, like, have this, like, meltdown, like, this like, I don't even know what to call it. I think maybe meltdown is a good word for it. So, some people, when therapy is needed, I can understand, right? And I have compassion for why people choose to just avoid the truth for very, very, very long amounts of time. It's almost always linked to not be like a deep shame and not being able to love yourself unconditionally. You don't know how to, okay? You've never been taught how to. However, okay, for those of you watching me, I'm sure you've already done loads of work. You've probably already been to therapy. You've probably already done the work that you need to do on yourself to a degree. And you could just use a little nudge, right? A little nudge in looking at what you need to be honest with yourself about as far as what you really want. What you really want in your money, what you really want in your love, what you really want in your health. So you can't quantum leap while carrying distorted truths or settling. You just can't. If you want a quantum leap, you have to be honest with yourself. You have to be true to yourself. Um, so that's the balance there is knowing that your feminine empire building is going to come from the integrity that you have towards yourself and receiving that next level. Receiving that next level. Opening the doors for it to come to you. Okay. So I'm going to drink some juice. It's really like water, not fully juice, really like water. Um so what is the weight that holds back expansion? What's the weight that holds back expansion? Doing it all, hustling, overgiving, masculine survival mode, that delays the manifestation of your quantum leap. Okay. Carrying the weight of what was going on in my personal life and also of the people around me, that was holding me back from manifesting moving out of my mom's house um maybe 4 or 5 years ago and fully healing my spine. That was holding me back. I was carrying the weight of what other people thought I should be doing, of feeling like I had to basically hop over these hurdles before I could be blessed to move out, right? Like cuz a lot of people think or believe, right? At that time, I thought and believed, "Oh, I need to have like a certain amount of money in my bank account before I move out. I need to have a certain amount of income before I move out. I need to have like it was all money related. And that was stopping me from just moving out, from making a way for myself to move out now. All of those beliefs were in the way. And it wasn't that they were bad beliefs, like increasing your income and having enough money to do something is not a bad thing. The thing was, I had a lot of money blocks. So I had a lot of money blocks, and I'm thinking money is going to be the answer to me opening up the door to what I need with all those money blocks. So I had to completely release the idea or the belief that money had to be the way for me to move out. And I had to just trust that I could move out. Doesn't matter how much money I have, doesn't matter how much income I have, doesn't matter the state of anything. I have a place for me already with my name on it, and that's it. Boom, bada bing. Okay. And then what did I do? I moved like that was the truth. I moved like that was my next level. I acted like that was my truth. A lot of people get into that the ideals, right, of the manifestation, and then they don't move. They don't act like it. They're not embodying the truth of what they say that they believe. The embodiment is literally the part that brings it in the quickest, along with all of the other aspects of your emotions, your thoughts, your visualizations. We talked about this in um the last live video I did on Hoodoo Heritage Month and feminine magic and everything like that. It was the part 1 of the two-part video, and I absolutely got into how this is the form of feminine magic. This is how women create by utilizing these elements, okay? These elements, but the energetic principles of the elements, okay? The energetic principles of the elements. When you're actually doing magic, you're integrating the actual physical element, okay? It's tying you into the energetic meaning of those elements. So I had to let that weight go. I had to let the weight go of, "Oh my gosh, just got fired. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Oh my gosh." Um, I had to let go of the weight of, "Oh my gosh." I've talked about this a lot before on my channel of this a lot of like the stress of feeling like I had to work a job, the stress of feeling like I had to um hustle and figure out my money situation. I don't have to figure out a money situation. I am the money situation. I'm the money situation. What is there to figure out? There's nothing to figure out. I am the money situation. All I have to do is live like that. Live like that's my truth. So, I'm inviting you to also reflect, what burdens are you carrying that are not even yours, that is weighing you down into just quantum leaping into where it is you're ready to go. What burdens are you holding? Are you holding on to? That's important to ask yourself. It's important to answer, because what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? So, the breakdown before the breakthrough is basically saying that you can stop fighting battles that don't matter. You can stop giving away your energy to things and places and people and experiences that aren't feeding that experience of your next level. The struggle or the intensity of struggle in a specific area, whether that be health, love, money, or even your spirituality, even your connection to self, okay? All of that is preparation for your leap. It's preparing you for your leap. Now, however long you choose to stay there, that's your choice. That's your choice. And however quickly you decide, it's time to move out of there, that's also your choice. However long you do stay there, I will say the stronger and more bigger the leap will be, because that's just how it works. The intensity of your experience, the negativity of your experience is what is going to usher in that next level. Um, so don't avoid any necessary shifts, okay? Because that just creates stagnation. Y'all ever get to a point in y'all life, which I'm sure you do, because we all kind of do, but whenever you get to those points in your life where you're like, I feel like nothing's happening. Like, I feel like nothing's moving, like, nothing's changing. My life doesn't feel like it's flowing anymore. I don't feel excited anymore. I don't feel like, how life felt. Like, I know for me, the time I always go back to is when life felt like when I was young, right? When I was a child, when I was in school. Life always felt exciting. Life always felt like, "Ooh, what's the next thing that's gonna happen? Ooh, I'm gonna go to a new school this year. Ooh, I get to wear these outfits in the morning." And like I used to like plan in high school. I was like, I used to make sure my hair was done before I went to sleep. I made sure my outfits was laid out. Like, I used to just imagine what would happen the next day at school and, like, who's gonna talk to me and, like, you know what I'm saying? I enjoyed the flow of my life. Now, I mean, that's the time that I always go back to when I think about that feeling, and maybe you can do the same. Going back to when you were younger, when life just flowed and you were just happy and eager for things. Eager for new experiences, eager for, like, the next level. That's the same energy that you wanna allow to flow in your adult life, in your I don't even really like that word, adult. It sounds derogatory. Even in your grown woman life, okay? As a grown woman, you can still live in that expansive energy and that joyful energy and that even no matter what is going on. No matter what is going on. So, your clarity is gonna come from a shift in perspective, okay? Many women are waiting on the perfect strategy, the perfect exit plan, the perfect this, the perfect that to show up, but your next level is already within reach. It's already within reach. If you are in a place to where you can fathom and think and conceive of who it is you wanna be stepping into and living as, that you is already within reach. Like, the pathway is there. You just have to move towards it. So this is about following the feminine path to building your feminine empire, not the masculine path of figuring it out and forcing your way through and hustling and all of these things, okay? This is about following the feminine path to creating your feminine empire, okay? As the empress that you are. And this is going to require you to value your feelings and your emotions over what is factually true or factually, relevant. Like, this is again another thing I brought up in my the value that you really bring as a woman video. Um Facts are used to oppress opinions and make opinions out to seem like they are invalid or like they um like they're less than, right? Like facts today are used to manipulate, right? Facts represent the masculine energy, but since there's a lot of distorted masculine energy in the air, that masculine realm of facts and logic is being used to suppress femininity, to suppress the feelings, to suppress your emotions, to suppress your intuition. So the feminine path says trust what you feel, trust what is going on inside of you, trust what you know to be true. And don't let the facts of reality try to gaslight you. We're going to use the word gaslight, okay? Don't let the facts gaslight you out of what you already know is a done deal. Out of what you already know is what you want for yourself. If you want to grow your hair and you letting the facts tell you you can't grow your hair, tell you you can't have no hair. You can, even though you see, right? For the women who see me and my hair as an example, or other women with beautiful long, uh, full hair, you see those women and you go, oh, and you feel like admiration, but you also feel a tinge of hurt or like angst or whatever I don't know, maybe even jealousy, maybe even that, right? You might even feel a tinge of that. It's all just signs and signals that you are meant for the same thing. You are meant for the same thing. And as you reach for that thing and move towards that thing, you have to let the lies or the illusions that other people have told you, the world, society has told you, you have to let that fall away so that you can step into that, so that you can heal if it's something going on with your body, so that you can um, be in the relationship that you want to be in, married, with kids, or so that you can manifest your 10K months or even beyond that. Okay, 100K months, however much money, right? I am stepping into the billionaires frequency. That is my frequency as of right now. And I talked about the billionaires energy um on the last full moon, which also a big part of why I'm even talking about this topic has to do with the Aries supermoon we are about to enter into, okay? Empire. The Aries energy is emperor energy, but the feminine reflection of that is the Empress, okay? And then we're gonna be moving heavy into Empress energy when we get to the Taurus full moon, but that's neither here nor there. Um, the feminine reciprocal to this Aries full moon is the Empress energy. This is the woman who has the empire, who has the emperor, okay, on her side, on her hip, who has the businesses, expanding the, even if it's not businesses, the career, the purpose, the family. Okay, this woman is abundant beyond measure. She has no limitations, and she doesn't let any, like, even her own mind, she won't let her own mind cause her to doubt what she is capable of having for herself in her life. So, the expansion principle is this: we often shrink our vision when results don't show up immediately. You might set an intention for something, you might move, right? You might move. You might do the moving like I'm telling you you should be doing. You might go in that direction that you should be going in. However, if the results ain't happening immediately or the day of or whatever like that, you might start to think that it's not going to work, and that's where your fears start to creep in. Another video that I did touching on this subject is feminine receiving. One of my feminine receiving videos, well, that has to do with money. um Let life be easy. I'm pretty sure that's what the video is called. It's time to let life be easy. um you've got to understand that when you are stepping into a new paradigm for yourself, the fears of your old identity, if you haven't worked on those, if you haven't worked on, okay, and this is where the wealthy woman activation training comes in and just pew, like rewires all of that. Okay, wealthy woman activation training is a bonus, another bonus that is inside of Safe to Receive. um Link to that is in the description. And the wealthy woman activation training. So yeah, right now, um I believe I only have that available as a bonus inside of Safe to Receive. However, just for this video, okay, for those of you who just want access to the Wealthy Woman Activation Training, um, I'm going to go ahead and put the link to in signing up for that. It's like $27. That's my lowest priced offering on this channel um that I've done, I believe. So, I'll go ahead and pin that or put that in the description after I'm done. But the Wealthy Woman Activation Training knocks that out because the identity recoding that you have to do is necessary for you to expand. And then when you're stepping into this next level version where you're actually embodying the belief of, oh yeah, I already have a house here in this location, or I already have a house that's out there for me, I'm going to be moving into my house in the next couple months, or I already have a new place, or I already have a check coming to me, it's on the way, it's for 25K, 100K, 10K, however much it is, right? When you start living by that, your behavior will start to change. Okay. And when your behavior starts to change, it will start to challenge the current reality that you're in. And where the fear starts coming from is actually what two ways. Okay. The first way is you start looking at your material reality, the masculine factual reality, and you start using that to validate your fears, your doubts, your oh no, this ain't gonna work. I'm gonna have to do something to feel better, right? To feel better about jumping this far or leaping this far. But the expansion will not work without faith. The expansion will not work fully, like quantum leap level, without faith. So the next way that that fear or that doubt will come in when your results don't show up immediately is you are going into basically your identity still saying I'm not the woman, right, who has the new car or the new place. I'm not the woman who has the thriving successful multi-million dollar billion dollar business. I'm not the woman who is in this beautiful loving relationship with this masculine provider man. I'm not that woman, so I'm going to start having emotions and feelings that reflect that identity. Okay, Wealthy Woman Activation Training, the 3 steps to completely rewiring your relationship to money and love through this exact thing right here. So that's the next way that you start to shrink and stop trusting in what is yours, what you are expanding into, what is meant for you. I'm going to drink some of my juice water. Shout out to all of y'all in the live video right now. Friday nights are always lovely, I think. So, your feminine empire is built by asking for more than what you think you can hold. That's it. Okay. It's not going to feel normal at first. It's not supposed to. It's not going to feel like you at first. It's not supposed to because you are becoming a new person. You are stepping into the Empress identity. That's why. So your quantum leaps are going to come when you stretch your receiving muscle beyond your comfort zone. Okay? So I guess at this point I want to open the floor to any questions. If anybody wants to ask me anything, here's an affirmation for you all to leave this video with. I am worthy of more than I can currently imagine. I am worthy of more than I can currently imagine. Khadija S says, great lesson. Yes. Welcome back, Khadijah. I wish I knew you were here sooner. I would have shouted you out and said, "Hey, welcome back." Um so this is something that is so necessary and I encourage all of you to step fully into. This is something that I'm currently stepping into. Again, I'm resonating and I'm stepping into my $1 billion frequency, okay? I'm no longer playing small. I'm no longer capping myself at what I'm able to receive. I realize that I can make the biggest and have made the biggest transformations and impact on people when I am doing private and one-on-one mentorships, right? Intimate relationship type styles of working with people because I just feel like I have more I can really help someone to transform through an intimate one-on-one type of mentorship in a way that group mentorships or you know simply buying a course, though it will definitely be impactful for the woman who can do self-paced learning and apply everything, but for the woman who needs that one-on-one connection, that accountability, and that person to imbue her with the frequency of that next level wealth, that next level health, that next level love life. Um, it's something that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna embrace this because I've been shying away from one-on-ones since 2023 because of an experience that I had, right? Because of this bad experience that I had doing one-on-ones. Okay. And that's my fertile soil. That's my fertile ground to plant this next level quantum jump into what where I really should be at and the level I'm really qualified, more than qualified to be playing at. Oh, she sound like a Tasmanian devil. um, so Aleva, hold off on playing with her for a second. So that led me to create, okay, I'm gonna create the Creatrix immersion now. Because for a lot of women, you're already successful, you've already hit the milestones that you want to hit in your life and your career. You're already entrepreneurs, um, and you're already doing well, okay? And I've worked with women like that before, and I remember what it was like. Those were my best experiences um when it came to one-on-ones, right? Was working with women who already knew that they were ready to quantum leap. They already knew they were ready for the next level. So I was like, okay, it's time for the Creatrix immersion, okay, which is basically my high level private one-on-one all access mentorship. And I am opening the doors for women to secure their spot and enroll into this basically immediately because we're about to step into Scorpio season. If you're going to transform during any season, let it be Scorpio season, okay? Let it be Scorpio season. So this is how I am stepping into my expansion in my empire, my feminine empire building. I'm stepping into billionaire energy, billionaire woman frequency. Okay. If I want to be fully sustained and really enjoy what it is that I'm doing, this is my next level turn on, right? This is the amount um of investment that my work is not only worthy of, but it is activating the level of wealth that everyone else in my community needs to also be calibrating to, needs to also be activated to. And it also allows me to do more for the women who are enrolled into my courses, who are enrolled into, my smaller tier type of things. This gives me the ability to do that. So I had a conversation with myself about that, and I was like, that's what you need to do. Okay. So the link is in the chat for the Creatrix immersion for the women who are already at a certain level in their life and they're ready to quantum leap to their next level in health, in love, in wealth, and their relationship to themselves. Okay. This is the ultimate transformation experience. This is you completely immersing yourself into the magic and the power of being the creatrix. This is the next level billionaires frequency that I am imbuing you with. You get access to basically all like my energy and my aura um almost every single day. So that is a transformation that something that I mentioned in my when women undermine you video, okay? I mentioned this in part 1 about how I wasn't seeing my worth and I wasn't seeing my value, or I wouldn't say I wasn't seeing it, but it was hard. It was hurtful and a hurtful experience when women were basically taking the things that I did, learning from me. Basically, their lives were changing, like being in my energy, just in my friendships. Okay. New cars getting bought. Okay. Dating millionaire men. Okay. Like leveling up in your business, figuring out how to set their businesses up and start making money right online. I remember for COVID, I had set a couple friends up with their businesses and they were now making money like it. But the acknowledgments and the admiration, or I wouldn't say not the admiration, but the acknowledgments at minimum, okay? Admire me if you want. I always love admirations. But at least the acknowledgement, right? The acknowledgement that, hey, this was thanks to you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Or um recognizing the level of impact, right? That was something that I realized in my friendships that they were struggling to do. Okay, they were struggling to acknowledge that I remember one of my friendships, um yeah, I'm not even going to get into that, but it was basically you know, I was helping her with a lot of things, not because she asked me to, but just because it was in my energy. It's just in my nature. Okay, when I was a child, my mom always tells me this when I was really young. I used to be like the mom of all the other children. Like I used to be trying to help other children and, you know, guide them and stuff like that. And I'm still like that now. Like I attribute that to my Virgo energy, my Virgo moon energy, but um that was something that I went through and I had to realize um yeah, this is because of you. Actually, I had other people point it out to me. And they were like, "Yeah, they're doing that because of you. Yeah, this is their life looks like this because of you, because you were helping them." And so I'm like, "Okay, now I'm gonna respect myself for the energy and the next level calibration that I have the ability to usher women and men into, honestly, which is why I not only have the Creatrix immersion, which is a private one-on-one all access mentorship. Okay, I also have the King's immersion um for men, okay, and for their stepping into their next level legacy. I've had quite a few men come onto my channel. Matter of fact, believe it or not, 30% of my viewers on this channel are men. Okay, but a lot of them are silent, silent viewers. Sometimes y'all come and y'all comment, and sometimes y'all come into the chat and y'all talk and y'all ask